Okay, quiet on the set, everybody. And action!
This is Bryce Digdug, and you're watching JunkThief TV.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to this episode of JunkThief TV. I am very pleased to introduce my very special guest here, Mr. Bryce Digdug of the website Judy Meet. And Bryce and I have been friends for quite a number of years. Actually, I think we met back in the early 60s when we were both guests on the Jackie Gleason show. I was part of the June Taylor Dancers back then, and Bryce was a fill-in guest when Ethel Merman had to cancel at the last minute, and Bryce was very young in his career at the time and was able to fill in for Ethel. And of course, you know, the rest is entertainment history, but without getting into too much of that, tonight Bryce is going to give us a very special treat of sharing a little episode from a movie that many of you may have heard of called Mothra.
You know, in Japanese science fiction movies, the monster is immediately recognized. Godzilla! Smog monster! But my favorite of all the Japanese science fiction movies is Mothra. Mothra is about a giant moth. It begins with this ship, this sailing ship that's crashed on this radioactive island. There they discover two twin guardians. Mothra, Mothra, well, the twins are kidnapped by an unscrupulous impresario and taken back to Japan, the main island, for a freak show. See, the twins they can't speak, but they can only sing in unison or communicate by ESP. Well, they communicate to ESP to this giant egg back on the island. And then we hear the indigenous peoples of the island. Mothra, Mothra. Well, the giant egg is really angry. It's about the size of 20 ostrich eggs, and it cracks, and this larva escapes from the egg. Now, the larva is going to rescue the twins who are back on the main island of Japan. So the larva crawls to the edge of its radioactive island, and it starts to swim. Larvae are very good swimmers. They have a lot of legs. So finally it reaches the main island of Japan and causes havoc. It destroys a dam, it wrecks factories, and then it heads for Tokyo, as all monsters do. It climbs the Tokyo radio tower and spins a giant cocoon. Well, the cocoon hatches, and then there's a huge moth with a wingspan of 2 football fields. At this point, my friend Patrick turns to me in the Castro Theater and says, "It's made of pipe cleaners." And I said, "What's your point?" Well, they try to kill Mothra. They try everything. They try nuclear bombs, they try rays, they try heckling. "Hey Mothra, you suck! You're a bug!" But nothing kills Mothra. Then they come up with an idea. They knit a giant sweater and put it in a giant chest of drawers. So it you know how moths are. It doesn't stay in that chest of drawers for long, so it flies to New York, waving its wings, knocking over a few toy trucks, and lands at LaGuardia Airport. There it rescues the twins, flies into the clouds, and world peace is established. Mothra! What's that? Oh, the girls are singing. Oh, they want me to join them. Okay, you know about the riddle of the Sphinx? What is on four legs in the what animal is on four legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? A gay man. Why you turn it off? I'm nervous.